Well, Honorable Jibrin, why did you not allow her to continue when she told you that she was ready to make her presentation, since she was there already, in spite of the fact that you had given her the 50 questions, which we will get back to in the course of this discussion? But let's just understand why you didn't allow her to make her presentation or answer the questions which the committee had actually put forward to her, since she was there already.
Yes, I had wanted to quickly say I would have preferred a situation where we would delve on serious issues that pertain to the economy, because I have a lot to say, because Nigerians are watching. A lot of figures are being burdened around, but this issue is equally important. So very quickly, I was saying 3 reasons. In her own interest, I've explained that to protect ourselves. Harriet, people are talking this way now because something different didn't happen on that day. If we had allowed the minister, having explained the way she explained that she was sick and she collapsed in the process of doing that, you would have been asking me today in this interview that why did you allow her to continue even after she said to you she's sick? And my response would have been she insisted. And your reply was that, your reply would have been you should have forced her not to.
Well, you're assuming that that's what would have happened.
And that was exactly what we did.
In the circumstance of what we saw, she felt she was capable enough to handle the situation, and so she should have been allowed to make her presentation.
Thank you. If she was capable, she has enough energy to go ahead, then there wasn't any reason why she should come and tell us that she's sick. So that will take us to the third question, which I didn't ponder about it, but people keep talking. I've read it on Facebook, etc. People now say, what is her motive of announcing that she's sick if she has the energy to go ahead? So some people say, the Honorable Minister, I'm sorry to say this, I'm quoting people, that she's trying to be clever, because the implication is that she would have compromised the session. We've waited for 11 months for that session. Then secondly, she would have gained advantage, because you cannot be firm over someone that has already said she's sick. When we tried to be firm to her, if we had gone ahead with that session, people would have said, why are you being hard on her?
Okay, so now let's look at those 50 questions. Some of the 50 questions that were actually raised. Honorable Jibrin, we really fast spent for time. But let's quickly look at some of the issues that was raised in among the 50 questions that was actually put to the Finance Minister. Why 50 questions?
Harriet, I'm going to answer that very quickly, but I think it's very important for me to say something. In the course of that, some people also give political connection to the whole thing, because we just moved to the APC. But Nigerians forgot that this same chairman of finance at the House Committee of Finance, we were the one that stood up to defend the Minister of Finance just 2 months ago, when no less person than the governor of Rivers State, who may belong to the same new PDP at then, said she should resign because of our dwindling revenue base. I have the option to go to Amechi's house and explain to him. We didn't do that. We went to the public and defended her and told Nigerians that it's not her fault, that should be directed to the Minister of Petroleum. So if today, because we've spent so much time talking about the petroleum industry, we've decided that we want to beam the searchlight to those who are collecting the money, those who are managing it, those who are operating the money, distributing the money, keeping the money, for us to even know how much we've collected, we've become bad people. We wouldn't do our work. So I wouldn't want any issue of emotional blackmail to come into this. For the 50 questions, we decided to bring up the state of economy presentation, because number one, we do not agree with the picture about our economy that the Minister of Finance is painting. Number two, we've invested a lot of energy talking about where the money is coming from. We now want to beam our searchlight on those who are receiving the money. Okay, and so number three, we've waited for 11 months.
Sorry
so we needed to collapse all the issues and put it one. The 50 questions is very important, Harriet.
Because we don't really have so much time, but I want us to look at
one. The minister talks about the issue of growth all the time. Yeah, I'm delving into the 50 questions.
And outlook for 2014.
Yes. I think I have dealt with that initially, if you followed my communication. For 2013, we have serious issues that have to be resolved. They said there is a shortfall in our revenue. We said we do not agree that there is shortfall until you tell us at what level, how low will production go down for us to record loss, or at what level of production are we going to break even, considering prevailing market price of crude, and of course $79 as benchmark. For 2014, of course, we've passed the MTF and the bench, and of course we've approved the benchmark. The budget is here. All the issues of 2013 are still going on in 2014. But I'm sure when we get to the point of dealing with the revenue framework of the budget, we'll be able to deal with those issues. The key aspect of the issues that we have with the economy, the issue of growth, you cannot be talking about growth when you have high recurrent expenditure. We have a competent Minister of Finance. We thought 3 years is enough for her to bring down the recurrent expenditure. Then secondly, we still embark on extensive domestic borrowing. We've talked repeatedly in the Committee of Finance the implication of domestic borrowing. We keep our deficit very large in the budget when we say increase few dollars in the benchmark to balance our deficit so that we can reduce the amount we are borrowing from domestic market. The minister will always prefer to reduce benchmark, have a large deficit, and go and borrow an average of 1 trillion from domestic market. For a 1 trillion amount borrowed in domestic market, you will need about 600 billion or 700 billion to pay to service that debt from first line charge. So it's not a money that you decide whether you want to pay or not. So commercial banks are sitting doing nothing, just earning money free of charge. So the public sector goes and mop up all the resources that are available in commercial banks, and the commercial banks are left with no money to lend to the real sector. These are the key issues that our economy is faced with until they exit domestic market. And you know, interestingly, we gave them a very good plan to exit the domestic market in 2000.
Well, Honorable Jibrin, I'm afraid we're actually done for today. We've really, you know, talked so much about this issue, and we can't end this conversation today. I really like for everybody to come to the table, preferably, you know, where everybody can sit together and let's have this conversation properly, because it would really help, you know, to ensure that there's a proper interaction with all parties concerned, from the Committee of Finance and of course from the Ministry of Finance as well. But thank you so much for joining us this morning on the program. As I said, this is not the last that we've had. This conversation is not the last we've had on this issue. I'm very sure we'll be speaking to you again.
I'll be happy if I can draw conclusion on one last issue.
We're really fast for time, Honorable Jibrin, but we'll take your comments at another time.
The final issue is that. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. Well, I've been speaking with the Chairman, House Committee on Finance, Abdulmumin Jibrin, and he's been speaking to us live from our studio in Abuja. It's a conversation that is really, you know, has a lot of angles to it, and we're hoping that we're going to keep taking those angles as they come. But that's the program for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Harriet Agbenyi.